The Modernism era began approximately in 1914 after the Realism era at the beginning of the First World War ended, and it ended in approximately 1945 at the end of the Second World War. The Modernism era ended and was then followed by the Postmodernism era. The Modernism era was characterized by the end of optimism and dismay for science and science's roles in war technology. During this era, people shifted from science and technology to a new era of down-to-earth writing and abstract art.
War played a major role and influenced the art and ideas of the people in the era. War was a major theme in the writing of the people during the time period due to the First and Second World War.
Science was a major factor in the technologies for the wars, and dismay grew for science due to the role it played in the war technologies, such as atomic bombs that were dropped in Japan. During this era, there were a few groundbreaking theories in science, such as Einstein's theory of special relativity.
Science. Due to dismay and somewhat hatred for science because of the destruction it brought, there was a major shift in expressing feelings, emotions, and thoughts through abstract art like this painting. Abstract art.
Many authors and artists came up with lots of new ideas and philosophy that required the audience to analyze their work much more.
Authors and poets decided to move away from strict, conventional ways of writing to free verse and open forms of writing during this time period.
There were many different themes of literature focused on during the Modernism era. Some of the major themes included war, disease, poverty, and new philosophical ideas.
Some of the famous authors during this time period include E. E. Cummings, who used abstract forms of typography in his poem. An example of one of his poems was called Grasshopper, which showed a grasshopper if you look close enough. Another famous author during this period was Ernest Hemingway, born in Idaho, who wrote the short story The Sun Also Rises and the novel The Old Man and the Sea.
Some other interesting facts about this period is that it focused on the psychologies of the operations of the unconscious and myth. Some people during this period believed that the world was coming to an end. The era showed two different sides, one that expressed loss and despair, and the other that expressed art, the freedom of the art. This is Modernism, the end.